What's happening, guys? It's Jay. We are out in the swamp today, as you can see, and we are practicing some of our camouflage today. So as you can see, I have on my ghillie hood. You can see it there, right? And it is it's warm to wear, but the purpose of this isn't to talk about the ghillie hood or sneaking and peeking or snooping and pooping, anything like that, however you want to call it, but it is to talk about the SPR or MK12 type build for a more accurate or precision oriented rifle. So I just finished putting this setup together. This is a rifle that I've had in my safe for several years, and I just don't use it a whole lot. So finally I had accumulated enough spare parts where I was able to, I had an optic put aside for it, a bipod put aside for it, I had an extra infrared laser for it, so I had extra pieces parts where finally I felt good enough about putting it together and start putting to use out in the field, right? So for me, the purpose of this wasn't to be able to reach out 5, 6, 7, 800 yards. No, my purpose was to be able to, especially in my environment, to be able to take shots to 250, 300 yards, but to be more accurate on that shot. So instead of being able with your, you guys know my other rifle, the 12.5 AR pistol that I use a lot out here in the field because it's lightweight, it's maneuverable, so on and so forth. Has a 1-to-6 power LPVO on it, which is great. But to be able to bump it up that next notch with a more accurate barrel, a bipod setup so that you have a steadier platform for shooting off of, but to be able, in a higher magnification scope, but to be able to make more accurate shots within those range parameters of, let's say, up to 3, maybe 400 yards, but that's really, in this area, that's just to get a 300 yard shot is really pushing it. So instead of being able to hit a 10 by 12 steel, now you can hit an elbow. Now you can hit the quarter of a head that's popping up. You can hit somebody's hand. So think of that going from a 10 by 12 steel down to a 3-inch steel. That's where, for my use and for a lot of Minutemen purposes, that's where your usage is going to lie. It's not about chasing distance, it's about chasing accuracy within your known distances. That's where we're going with it. Actually, Alpha Charlie Concepts and we were discussing this the other night, and we both agreed, like, it's to be able to make more accurate shots within your range parameters. That's the goal with that. So anyways, so I modeled mine after the MK12 Mod H. So the Mod H was the 16-inch barrel versus the Mod 0, Mod 1 that were 18-inch barrels. I went higher in magnification than what the traditional SPR MK12 builds had. Those traditional builds were like 2.5 to 9, 2.5 to 10, 3 to 9. Those were really kind of that, that was the maximum they were going. And this is just me personally, but I wanted more magnification just because of my eyesight. That was it. To be able to make those, a 250, 300 yard more accurate shots, to be able to have a little bit more magnification, to me that was worth it. So I went to a 4 to 16 power by 44 scope to give me, number one, more daylight, more light gathering capabilities. So your objective lens being 44 millimeters is going to allow a lot more light in, especially in low light scenarios or in deep woods, deep forests. That's really ideal. Now, guys, when that whole MK12 rifle first, or that concept first came out, we were still in the heart of wars overseas, over in the desert, over in the mountains in Afghanistan, over in Iraq, whatever stand, that's where we were at. And big wide open spaces, but also you weren't under heavy tree cover. You may be in cities or towns. Well, that's not the case here. That's not the use case scenario here. You know, deeply wooded cover, having more glass and having a larger objective lens to allow more light in, to me was of a great benefit. So that's what I ended up doing with this. So once again, I chased after that Mod H platform. So a little bit shorter, you know, same size as a general purpose rifle, but accessorized to make it more accurate. So something that I believe in with a more accurate or precision build rifle is using 20 round magazines instead of 30 round magazines. Just simply put, when you're shooting off of a bipod, it allows you more freedom of movement with the gun. It doesn't want a monopod on it, so I think that to me makes a big difference. So once again, this is just my way of doing things. It may not be your way, but it's my way of doing it. Just one way of doing it of many ways. The Mod H also featured an adjustable stock. So your Mod 0, Mod 1, a lot of those in the early years had that traditional AR M16 fixed butt stock on it. So when they went to the Mod H, they opted to go with an adjustable butt stock just to be able to carry it in and out of buildings, different lengths of pull, so on and so forth. But for me, it was purely, this is what I had, so that's what I went with, the MFT Battle Link stock. I like this stock a lot, so for me it's comfortable. I'm good to go with it, so no big deal. It also allows me, when I'm getting under it, it allows me to put my hand under it a little bit better, and that's just what's comfortable for me. So for me, that was a big benefit there. So we have our scope. I did put a top mount on there, especially here in the woods for quicker shots. You know, that, you know, if you're 50, if you're inside, let's say you're inside 100 yards, I think having that red dot is still ideal on a rifle. You see just about everybody doing it now. There's a reason why, but also for being able to shoot it with night vision. So that definitely is going to play a role with that as well, to be able to use that. I did go with an upper. This is from Androcorp Industries. This is their AR-15 Bravo Zero, I think it is. I don't remember exactly. I'll look it up and we'll pop it up there somewhere. But I like the idea of having that full-length top rail on there so that you can attach a clip-on thermal sight. So, which, if you look up there, we were playing around with that the other night. That was really, dudes, that was pretty freaking cool. So you can mount that on there. You can do a clip-on night vision device, whatever have you. But to be able to have that ability for doing that, for precision shooting at night, is huge. That to me was a need. That was a want, I should say, on there. We have a knockoff of the Surefire M600 weapons light. So we have that. I think I've had this light now for 6 or 7 years. Have not had an issue whatsoever, guys. That light has been phenomenal. So I ended up doing just a simple scope cap on there, fixing it for blocking out any kind of glare or whatnot. And then on the other side, for my laser module, I have a Zentico Purst 4. So this is a good old tried and true. I've had it for years and years and years, and it has it's always been good. So I went that route. Can on the front, we have the Anecoic Aneco X223 can. I like this can because I swap it between all my AR platforms. It's just awesome for that. So super lightweight, made out of titanium. I think it weighs like, what was it, 8 ounces, something like that, something silly. It was super lightweight anyways. And then we have a fully adjustable bipod. So I didn't spend a lot of money on the bipod. I kept it very simple, but all that in a nice small package. And then I did a cut down vertical foregrip on there, just because it does, when you are carrying it, it does allow you to have, I like it because it allows you to have that extra purchase on the gun. You know, obviously we're not using it like this, we're using it for gripping the rail as well, but my light is there, my laser is there, so all that's there. But also by resting my thumb on the top, I'm not accidentally hitting anything as well. And then I wrapped it with some camo netting, you can see there, and I did a paint job that really, in the environment, really blends in very nicely. But anyways, guys, that is, oh, and I went with the good old A2 grip that's just, it's comfortable in the prone for me. So it's, you know, good to go as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, so yes, the other day we were shooting, zeroed it at 50 yards and then shot out to 200 yards. And at 200 yards, you'll see up there, you know, a little bit larger than a quarter size groups. And that was me not being a good shooter. Like that was not me doing my part, that's for sure. That was just the gun doing what it does. So if I do my part a lot better, it's going to be even more accurate. So I have a little bit of a shake. So it, shooting precision is a little hard for me, but I'm getting better. So anyways, so that's it, guys. So that is our spiel on Jay's SPR-ish MK12 Mod H, or you know what, we'll just call it the Mod M for Minuteman. All right, so this is a rifle that any of you guys can put together, and you don't have to spend a whole lot of coin to do it. So anyways, that's it, guys. I'm going to head back to camp and take all this off because I am dying. It is, and you know what? It's not hot. It's like 70 degrees, but back here in the swampy areas, man, there's a lot of humidity in the air. So anyways, that's it. That's all I got, guys. Keep getting out there, keep getting better, and talk to you soon. Later.